This young person has done more in 17 years than many people do in their whole lives. Not only has she been involved with virtually every aspect of life at Hugh Boyd during her 5 years, she's been running much of it for the past 2. She's been involved with sports, such as basketball, volleyball, and track, as well as coaching. She's worked on Interact, traveled to Ref-Away as a volunteer, been a grade 8 camp leader, represented Hugh Boyd in the Rotary Club at the Model UN. This young woman has done quite literally virtually everything there is to do at Hugh Boyd. Not only has she pretty much run the school, she's done it with humility, style, and an infectious enthusiasm. She hopes to study political science and law at university. And I know that I, for one, am happy that if other future leaders are half as exceptional as this young lady, we're all in good hands. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's have a huge round of applause for the 2016 Valedictorian for Hugh Boyd, Miss Anushka Kurian.
2,628,000. This is how many minutes we have spent as Trojans. This is the time we spent lingering lazily in a lounge, the moments hallmarking a hallway full of shouts and hugs, in classrooms where we sat with blankets over our shoulders on the days we can't even. This is how many minutes it took for us to lose ourselves, to find ourselves. The time in which we forged who we are from the ashes of who we were. So, what did those 2 million moments mean to us? I think about when we first walked through those doors in grade 8 without the slightest clue as to what we would discover about ourselves, the passions that we would find with time. And I can't help but feel like in these 5 years, we've all grown into completely new people. We grew with those passions we found. For some, there was magic in making music. Others found a rhythm to rhyme or a freedom in a free throw. Some turned to drama for direction, or art, or writing, or service, or Netflix. Intimate inspirations that, like pieces of a puzzle, formed who each of us is. We learned a lot about ourselves, a lot about each other. We learned that other people won't always be there for you, but you can still be there for other people. We learned that health isn't just physical. We learned that sometimes a hug can heal more than a drug, because we all understood the tougher times. Test marks that made our stomachs drop, text messages that made our eyes water. The rest of our lives may not be high school, but for 2,628,000 minutes, high school was our life. Traditionally, today is when people like to say, we have the rest of our lives ahead of us. Today our real lives begin. But those 2.5 million moments, they were real. They were beautiful and exhilarating, and they were hard. But what we sometimes forget is that the hardest moments were perhaps the most important. The times we stared adversity in the eye and we were forced to decide, who am I? Am I measured by my will? Or by my actions? By my abilities? Or by my choices? By my mistakes? Or by my triumphs? Or perhaps by both? And some of us had even harder moments than others. Some had more trying ones. At home. In a bottle. In your head. But for every moment of self-doubt, for every moment of self-hate, there was a moment of victory, of conquest, of joy. Despite every hurdle life threw at us, despite every day we felt like the world itself was against us, we survived. In those moments, we lived, and laughed and loved, and we made those moments into the realest of our lives. We wrote those tests. We broke those records. And we fought for those friendships. But we did have help. Even on the days when getting out of bed was the hardest part of our day, we put our smiles on and we dragged ourselves through the door because there was always something or someone, Mr. Aura, that reminded us we can be strong. That somewhere deep inside us, there is a flame. There's a passion that burns. They were our friends, our family, our teachers, our coaches, the people who believed in us, who we had by our side, who were a pain in our side, but often the reason we didn't fall. Throughout high school, it was the hard moments as much as the good that put our pieces together. What did those 2 million moments mean to us? They meant everything. And we are going to have so many more moments in our lives where we will be able to choose who we truly want to be for the world. So I have to ask, what's going to define you? The value on a check or the value of your words? The loss of will or the force of it? I just dare you to challenge yourself, to find newer passions and then find even newer ones. Because every single day, you have the rest of your life ahead of you. I invite you to learn from someone who you hate, to take a risk, go somewhere you've never been before. Don't fear the unknown. Don't seek the familiar. Fight for what you believe in. Fight for what you deserve. Don't ever become a statistic. Be yourself. Find your dream and follow it, whatever that dream is. If it's sitting in a classroom for the next few years, if it's traveling, if it's working, maybe it's just doing something until you figure out your thing. For all our different and unique choices, for all our different and unique paths ahead of us, we do have one thing in common. We have the moments we're about to create. So I dare you to live. Because this is not an end. Neither is this the beginning. This is a moment, a crossroads with infinite paths before us to defy the impossible. We have tomorrow, and tomorrow's tomorrow, and the tomorrow after that. And Trojans, if you don't remember anything else I say today, remember this. The moments that truly matter are the ones you are about to make. And I know you will make them incredible. Thank you.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing I forgot to mention. Anushka's off this evening to Moncton to the national finals for public speaking